What's going on, everybody? Good morning. Happy Monday. Today is a beautiful day. Again, we're starting with a Freightliner DD13. So just to let you know what we're doing, I'm going to show you what we're going to need to do. It's very, very simple. We're going to replace, we got a small oil leak down over here by the, can't really see it, but I'm going to show you as best I can. Right down there. Okay, I'm going to zoom in on that. The sensor on the left is going to be your oil temp. The sensor on the right is your oil pressure. We do get a leak right in between the two. It's hard to tell which one it is. I'm almost sure it's going to be the actual pressure sensor. So I'm going to go ahead and replace it. I'm going to show you guys how to do it and what you guys need in order to replace it. So I'm going to set everything up, but just to give you a pretty good idea, here is our sensor, oil pressure sensor. It should be a part number, hard to see. Let's see if I can zoom in on that. There we go. That's the number we got on there, Apple 011-153-9228, oil pressure sensor, okay? You are gonna need this little crush washer seal. You can reuse your old one, but I recommend just automatically get a new one. Let me zoom out a little bit. The water sensor, oil temp sensor, okay? This sensor actually works for both. This is your same one for coolant as it is for oil, okay? So you're gonna have a couple different sensors there. But again, the only one we are working on is going to be the oil temp sensor. So just to give you a little tour, the sensor right up here at the top, that's your water temp. We're not touching that one. That's your oil temp, okay? So you got a water inlet, oil temp, and you also have a water outlet temp sensor, okay? Many of you guys don't know that, or some of you guys do. So again, you ever get a fault code showing you guys, hey, temp sensor, outlet, something like that, that's gonna be typically, I know it is, oh, where in the world, there it is, right there, okay? This is your radiator hose that goes up to passenger side up there. That's the outlet or the return. And that little sensor right over here where my hand is, that's your coolant outlet temp, okay? We're not touching that. We're not messing with that today, guys. We're just simply gonna attack the oil because we got some leaks there. So what you're gonna need, again, oil temp, new crush washer seal. That goes without saying. You're gonna need something like this so you can go ahead and release the actual plug. You're gonna need a 7/8 socket. That is for the temp sensor. This one I bought over at Home Depot, little Husky sockets, a 1 1/16. Very, very simple to use, literally. Might have a little bit of resistance on there, guys, but you'll figure it out. Hold on, one-handed. There you go. So socket works out really good, fairly inexpensive. I think probably less than 20 bucks. 3/8 ratchet, that's gonna be for this socket right here, and then 1/2 inch and 1/2 inch. I'm gonna try to record as best I can, but again, because of the way it's located, it's not gonna be very pleasant, and I do need a flashlight so that we can get a better sight in there, okay? First thing I want to do is we're going to just do the sensor on the left, which is going to be the actual oil temp sensor. So let's see if I can, yeah, this is not going to really work out as good as I thought, guys. I'm going to have to figure out how to put a flashlight in there. There we go. So you're going to get this little hook. You're going to try to go ahead and that's it. Once you hear that pop, that plug is ready to go. It's ready to be released, okay? So let's see if I can reach in without obstructing too much. Oh yeah, look at that. No room for the hand, guys. So you're definitely gonna need some either pliers, or you can use this tool again, get back in there, push down, and pull out. All right, there we go. That little plastic thing breaks, that's okay, because the actual tab right there is fine. Nothing happens to that there, okay? Look at this sensor. Got a little bit of oil, not too bad. So we're gonna get our socket in there, loosen that up, get it out, and then we're gonna go ahead and replace the other one there. Okay, guys, so let's see. Let me get some tools, be right back. Guys, so a little bit of a switch up here. So I got a 3/8 ratchet. I do have one that kind of swivels. That's gonna let you get some clearance because of the hose and the way it's set up. A regular ratchet may not work, so you may need to kind of improvise and do something like that, okay? That way you can slide that over the sensor, loosen that up. It's not a whole lot of, it's not very tight. So keep in mind, you're not gonna really need to get in there and wrench on it and break it down, okay? Let's see if I can record. And really hard to see and do both at the same time, but you get the general idea, guys. So run that over, run your socket. Oh, I'm not in yet all the way. That's what she said. Anyway, you guys get the idea. I'm gonna put this down so I can actually get my hand in there. I may have to go up underneath, but if you can see, not a whole lot of room down there, but I think that just may have to be a route. So you can either come up from underneath or you can kind of up here from the side. This hose does get in the way, so I'm gonna do what I can do right now and get that out. Then I'm gonna go to work on the oil pressure sensor. I'm gonna show you as much as I can, guys. Again, it's just very hard to set up a shot and record. So I'm gonna put this down. I'm gonna take it out. So I had to get creative. I got to use a little ratchet there. I had to use something like this to kind of give me a little bit of leverage. Once we did that, it loosened up just fine. It did get that little pop that we're looking for. And that's pretty much it. So you can see that it's loose now. You probably don't need this anymore. You can actually just do this by hand. Again, let's see if I can get you a better shot. There we go. So yeah, this ain't gonna look too pretty, guys. You're gonna just see pretty much the back of my hand. So anyway, yeah, not fun. Not fun at all. Let's see, right hand, a little bit better, a little more success, right? There we go. Spin it, spin it, spin it. Be patient, be patient. It's a little slippery because of the oil. There we go. So here is our oil sensor. The washer came out with it, fantastic. So we're gonna go ahead and throw this away. I'm gonna save it for the customer so he can take a look at it. I have no need for it myself. I'm gonna go ahead and clean that up. So what I'm gonna do really quick is I'm gonna go ahead and install that. This is our new little seal or crush washer, whatever you guys wanna call it. I'm gonna use a little bit of red grease or any kind of grease you have just to kind of get this sensor, or this washer to stick. Once it does, it's really just the same process. Slide that bad boy in, turn, turn, turn. Give a little something with the ratchet, and then you're all done. And then we're gonna work our way over to the big boy. Right now is probably a good time because you have more room. So what I'm actually gonna do is take out the old sensor. So that way, again, I have more room. Because once this is in, they're literally side by side like that. So it kind of limits what you can do and what you got going on. So yeah, let's do that, fuck it. We're already here, guys. Let me put this down, let me set this shot up, and we'll go from there. All right, guys, so we got the setup, the shot. There we go. So I kind of had to come in so you can see where I'm at. Can't really come in from the side. Had to kind of come in from underneath at an angle to go ahead and get that that in there. And we're gonna loosen that up right now. Hopefully I can record. Again, a little difficult to do with both just because of the tight spot. There we go. You can feel that loose. Ah, shit. At this point, I think you can be able to get it out with your hand. The socket, I mean the sensor, that is. Let's see, what do we got? Come on, there we go. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be able to record this very well, guys. Same thing, you're gonna have to kind of just use your fingers and turn, turn, turn and get that out. So I can't really show you that because again, can't record and put the hand there at the same time. So let's get that sensor out. We're gonna go ahead and set up the new sensor. We're gonna go ahead and install it. We're gonna clean the plugs up a little bit, and that's pretty much it. So let's see, I'm gonna record as best I can, show you guys whatever you're gonna need to do to get this job done. Okay guys, here we go. So we have our oil temp sensor. We're gonna do that last. Again, got a new seal on there. I just put a little bit of grease that's gonna hold that from washing or from falling out. Same thing with this one. Again, there's not a lot of room in there unless you want to take out some hoses and make a big mess, but I don't recommend it. A little bit of grease. You're going to go ahead and pretty much install it the same way you removed it, guys. It does not take a whole lot of torque, so when you tighten it down, just give it a little something and you're done. You don't need to torque this thing down. I probably won't be able to record just because of the amount of room that I do not have. Okay, take a look. There we go. This one is going to go on that port, okay? That's where you're going to install it, and still going to need the same tools. You might want to do a different setup than what I'm doing, but that's what you're going to do for now. So let's go ahead and get this one in. We're going to tighten her down. We're going to connect it, and then we're going to work on the oil temp, plug it back in, and that's it. This video is pretty much that simple, guys. Again, hard to record just because of the spot we got, but I'm doing what we can. Guys, so I just want to show you guys sometimes how uncomfortable this is going to be. So I try to go ahead and install it from the top just because the room was a little limited, so I had to actually go up underneath. So I'm going to show you the way I did it. You're going to see just how much room you don't have. Okay, you're going to come out looking a little dirty. That's all right. That's what we do, right? So you're going to crawl up underneath. Let me zoom out a little bit. There we go. I'm going to see if I can tighten it while I'm down here as well. If not, I'm going to tighten it from the top side or up there by the hose. So if you get a pretty good indicator, let's see here, bear with me. I'm going to zoom in as, again, best I can. Right in there, all the way up there, that is where your sensor is, okay? So you're gonna have a couple things in the way. You're gonna have a harness, you're gonna have a nice little bracket that Detroit decided to say, hey, let's put this here. This would be a great spot. And that's pretty much it. So let me see if I can put my hand in there. I'm gonna show you guys just how fun this shit is. Again, here we go, underneath. Yeah, it's limited in here, guys. It's tight. So what I did is I went ahead and put my hand up and over, left hand, and right back here, if you can see my little finger waving way back there. See that little thing? There you go. There's a sensor, there's my finger, and that's what it's going to look like. So if you can get in there, that's fantastic. I won't be able to tighten it. I don't think I've got the room. So I'm going to go back and stick to my original plan as far as putting in the socket and the ratchet from up there where the hose is. We're going to tighten that down. We're going to put in the oil temp sensor, connect everything, and then we're all set to go, guys. So let me get back up there and show you guys. So I was able to go ahead and get that sensor in, oil pressure sensor again, right there on the right-hand side. Now we're going to go ahead and get the oil temp sensor, which is that little bad boy on the left. Again, not this one up here. This is water up here. Don't fuck with that one unless you want all the antifreeze to go everywhere. We're going to go ahead and slide that in there. There we go. No, fucking Jesus. It's a little too far. All right. Come on. Yeah, recording and working at the same time. Not as easy as it looks, guys. There we go. So, all right. There we go. So you're going to have to use your skills here, guys. Got the sensor in, but now how am I going to turn it? So let me put this camera down. I have got to figure out how. I'm going to go ahead and carefully turn it. And again, this is why you want to use a little bit of grease on that washer. Last thing you want to do is have that thing falling everywhere, and it'll fall in the craziest places. So let me put this down. Let me get a little more comfortable. I'll record as much as I can again through the process and plug it in, and we're all done. And that's pretty much it for this video. Again, DD13, DD15, same thing, same process. So let me get this thing in there. Let me torque her down, and we'll go from there, guys. Try this. Let's see if this works. At least I got a little more room, a little something to hold on to. Let's see if that works. I don't know. I've never really tried it that way. I've always just kind of finessed it with my fingers. Fucking socket's a little too heavy. Slippery too, actually. All right, fuck it. Let me put this down, guys. Guys, this one has definitely been fun. Again, because of the limited room, the limited space, it's definitely gonna be fun. So I had to install the sensor from underneath just so I can go ahead and get it in there. I was definitely struggling with that one. So there you go. There's your two new sensors. I got to put this in here so I can go ahead and tighten that down a little bit. Good Lord. There we go. All right, I got to put this down because I gotta do the work. Recording is fun, but there we go. You guys can hear that. Again, you're gonna tighten it down just a little bit. Don't go too crazy. You don't want to break it. And then just go ahead and plug it in. Your two plugs, you can't mix them up, okay? One is gonna be a 2-pin, the other is gonna be a 3-pin. So let me tighten that down. Let me try to show you as best I can, and then we're all done for this video, guys. Again, not the most exciting, but if you're ever doing this, you have an idea, you can either try to fit your hand through here. Every once in a while, we take this filter out so we have a little more room, or you can go, of course, from underneath and then fight your way up to the top. Either way, not always fun, but that's how we're gonna try to get this done. So let me tighten her down. Plug it all in. I'm going to show you as best I can, and that's it. Alrighty, guys, went ahead and tightened that down. Not fun, but it is what it is, guys. That's what we do, right? This is what we do for a living. So we got one plug. I got to clean these plugs up. They got a little too much oil for my liking. This is going to be your temp sensor, okay? Again, it's got the 2 pins there, and let's see if I can pull out this little friend that's fucking hiding back there. Jesus, man. There we go. So we got 2 different plugs. Can't miss. Again, this one is going to be your, there we go. See, 3-pin, pressure, 2-pin, temp. Let me clean these plugs up, dry them up, and then we'll get that back in there. And that's pretty much it, guys. So if you're ever trying to do this yourself, not that difficult to do. Again, something if you have the tools yourself, all you're gonna need again is gonna be a 1 1/16 socket, 7/8. Let's see here, any other tools that I'm kind of missing. Again, there's the old ones, your washers, and that's pretty much it. Maybe something like that, guys. If it helps you guys out, all I ask again, give it a thumbs up, give it a like, and please subscribe. I'm trying to get to 100,000 right now. We're about just a hair over 26,000. So channel's growing, and I appreciate you guys watching, commenting, and again, I try to help you all the best I can. Have a great day. Thanks for watching.